All right, welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I can tell you this is the fourth video of the day onto this beautiful channel known as the Rokani Media Football. And we are talking Rodri and we are talking Palhinha, right? So, smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. I would like to obviously congratulate everyone who has been part of us because today we finally hit 30,000 subscribers on this channel. Congratulations to everyone, and it is really a very huge milestone, and it doesn't end here. We continue to obviously call in you guys to obviously show in a very huge shift in as far as continuing to see to it that we hit 40,000, because the end of the 30,000 mark is the beginning of a new era, right? So that is it in here onto what we call the Rokani Media Football. Now let's obviously get into this big one in here for you, and we now want to go to 30,100, right? So we are left with like 90 subscribers to clinch that. So please, let's obviously try to build onto this also. Now, the side of Barcelona, Fabrizio Romano early this morning told us that Barcelona have already made new verbal proposal to Man City for Rodri, worth 60 million euros with add-ons. Man City insist on 80 million valuation to sell Rodri. Barca remain confident to close halfway between 60 bid and 80 million euro bid can be the situation without add-ons. Now, Man City, obviously, they know that they are selling a Ballon d'Or winner. Man City knows to it that they are selling one of the best midfielders in the world in this generation, and he's a contender to win the Ballon d'Or of this coming it's going to be in October in London. Is it 11th October? You know, that's when it's obviously going to be happening again through. So all I want to let you know is that it's not gonna happen easily. I tell you, you know, this deal is not gonna happen easily. It's been one of the hardest deals to do, because paying 80 million euros for a player who is left with just 1 year on his contract and you're still negotiating about it sends you a message that indeed he's one of the best players in that position. That's why he's going in for 80 million euros amid him having just how many months? I think he's now having like 10 months left on his contract to see to it that he moves out, to see to it that he puts in a very huge shift in there for the club of Barcelona. And Fabrizio has gone ahead to add on and really told us that a story from the morning confirmed by Man City's houses, Barcelona new bid for Rodri on the table. 60 million euro proposal was sent last night. Man City want more, but negotiations continue between clubs to get done. Barca remain optimistic, as always said. Now, a team known as Barcelona, right, is optimistic about the deal. Now, the gulf in valuation to me is really not huge, but Man City are calling in for a lot, 80 million euros according to Barcelona. And if you're Barcelona, you know what you're taking. That is it. And when you're selling something expensively, you obviously know exactly what it means. And obviously, Barcelona, they're under fire and pressure. Why? They came in through and hijacked the deal. This guy was expected to be going to Real Madrid, and Real Madrid was negotiating for below 50 million euros. And Barcelona is like, we are bringing 50. It was rejected. Now we've gone ahead to get in maybe 60. It's not yet accepted by a team known as Man City. And I think Man City might be playing the L game. Why? Because they want to see to it that they get in this player. You understand? They want to get in replacements. Ayub Bohwadi and Enzo Fernandez as being linked in there for you, because they know very well that if at all they sell this player, they'll need a replacement. And the other factor is the amount of money that is needed by a club known as Man City to bring in Enzo Fernandez. 120 million pounds is the amount of money that is needed to see to it that these players really coming through to do the job at the club of Chelsea Chelsea and really accept the deal. So that is the most big hinge of this deal. The biggest hinge of this deal is, I think, Chelsea. The amount of money that Chelsea wants to sell this guy. Remember, Chelsea is that side that obviously went ahead to obviously have Chelsea is that side that went ahead to really buy him for 120 million euros. That is like 105, 106 million pounds, and they want to sell him on a profit, and they want 16 million pounds more of profit in there for you, meaning that they need to raise the bar so high. And Man City knows it that if we are to convert here pound against a dollar, pound, euro to pounds, you understand? So if you do have euros to pounds, it is 80 million. It is 68 million pounds, meaning that they'll be needing more 52 million pounds to get this deal done. And so that's why they want to get 68. I think almost the exact money they bought him from a club known as the exact amount of money they bought him from a club known as Atletico Madrid, because it came in around 60 million pounds in there for you. And when he comes in through, he will come in through and obviously do the needful. So that's exactly what is needed in here from the side of from the side of Man City. So we wait and see how this deal will pan out. But oh my, if Man City gets Enzo Fernandez and they get in Ayub Bouwadi, because for Ayub Bouwadi, it's closing in. They do have Elliot Anderson. It will be what we call revamping the midfield of Man City, and how will they obviously look under Enzo Maresca. But obviously, you anticipate that it's going to be Elliot Anderson and Enzo Fernandez in the starting side of a team known as Man City. And for Barcelona, if they get in Rodri, obviously he takes them a step higher to compete for the Champions League and the La Liga, defending it. And I tell you, if it goes to Barcelona, they'll win it 3 times in a row. I know Real Madrid will put out a fight, but I don't think that fight will be having enough fire force to obviously overcome a team known as Barcelona. You know, a team that has Rodri in the midfield. They do have Pedri. They do have Fermin Lopez ahead of them. They do have Frank de Jong on the bench. They do have Gavi on the bench. I think Casado might leave in there for you, but it really speaks volumes if at all you've been following up everything in here. So that is it for Rodri. And Barcelona don't want to lose this deal, because Pep went ahead to obviously coming through and obviously aided them a little bit, and the player accepted to obviously go ahead and obviously join a team known as Barcelona. Pep came in through, spoke to him that you should go you are going to the wrong side of Spain. You should go on the right side of Spain, because Pep knew it that when Rodri crosses to Madrid, it's over. The Catalans will obviously face it rough, and I think because he loves Barcelona, and I think Deco called him and told him, please convince Rodri to come this side, because when it goes to the side of Real Madrid, we are done. That side of Mourinho, to get a player like Rodri in the midfield, obviously, game over. Game over, not so? Now, let's leave it at that. The UEFA Super Cup is on right now, and the PSG just gonna have to take a lead through through Kvaratskhelia. And guess what? We are having an exclusive from Fabrizio Romano. João Palhinha has agreed personal terms with Aston Villa and told Bayern he wants Aston Villa move. Discussions to follow between clubs, but João Palhinha prepared to join Villa as soon as club agree fee. So, Palhinha for me is a very decent midfielder, and I think when he was coming in through from Sporting Lisbon to obviously come and join Fulham, very many elite clubs were interested in him. But as these elite clubs came in through to obviously do the job, a lot of things were ahead to change. You understand? Man United wanted him and so on and so forth, missing out on his first transfer to Bayern Munich because it fell through, and Fulham played a hard ball to say it that they don't lose the player, and they kept him and they sold him. Now he went there, not getting upper playing time. That's when the side of Aston Villa went ahead, obviously. Sorry, that's when the side of Spurs went ahead to get him on loan. He came up, represented very well, and after his representation, obviously, they went ahead to obviously get convinced that he put in a very huge shift. So he's now coming to Aston Villa, and the clubs are rediscussing the fee. So guys, your thoughts onto these deals are welcome in the comment section below. I'm out.